Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Welcome to the OC, my bitch. Welcome to the OC. Bitch.
What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do
Of
well.
course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, an OC podcast. My name is Lise Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
Together,
We're the Dailies. Yes, this is the podcast where each and every week we ring in the new year and talk about the hit early
Ding,
2000s
ding, ding.
teen drama, The OC. This week on the show we are talking about episode 14, The Countdown.
10, 9,
Don't do all of them. That's terrible air.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This would work better if it was actually New Year's, but it's not. It's just New Year's in the show.
Well, Scott, before we get into talking about the countdown and counting down some more, we're going to talk about my favorite part of this entire show,
Which is...
the Rosies and Thornies.
Every rose has its thorn.
Has its thorn.
Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy sings a sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus. It's the part of the podcast where Elise and I look back on the last week and talk about the good things and the bad that happened in our lives, our roses and the thorns attached to those roses. And as always, we start with the bad things. Elise, talk to me about what's bad in your life right now.
So I'm getting very close to my first long stretch of a break this school year, and I'm very excited about it. And what I really hate is that the weekends are just a tease. You know, it's just like a small dose of what your break is going to be like, just enough to make you excited that it's coming up, and then just to, you know, like knock you down and make you fall right again before you have your break.
What?
And it's just frustrating. I mean, I can't avoid it.
How much time do you get off for Christmas?
For Christmas or for Thanksgiving?
Both.
I get a full week for Thanksgiving, and I get 2 weeks for Christmas.
Wow, 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know what I get?
What?
2 days.
Yeah.
I get 2 days for both.
Yeah.
I said that away from the microphone because there's a dog at my feet.
I think
But I
you
get 2
get-
days for both.
Don't you get 3 for Christmas? Don't you get Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then the day after?
No.
Oh.
Get Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's.
Oh. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. But so, I mean, as you're complaining about your weekends being a tease, maybe remember that not everyone gets all this time off, okay? Okay?
Well, you chose that job, didn't you?
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
That is true.
You did.
That is true.
Yep.
Oh.
Penny doesn't like that. Scott, what are you upset about this week? What's your thorn in your side?
Well, some people might have noticed that my voice sounds a little bit nasally right now.
Oh, people just think that's how you normally talk,
no,
Scott.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it
They
is.
wouldn't
It's
do
just the way
to
that
me.
you talk.
Yeah, I got sick. I woke up Saturday morning with like a really sore throat, and I started trying to do something about it, and it just continued to attack me and mutated into this full-blown cold that is happening right now.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't feel that bad. I'm tired and I'm congested, but that's really it. Mm-hmm. So, just makes my voice sound bad, but the show must go on.
The show must go on.
I think it's like, if I'm being honest, it's probably a combination of getting...
The show must go on. That's one of the best ones from Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. Can I talk?
Inside my
I can't
heart
talk.
is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on. I'm done.
Okay. I forgot what I was talking about.
You're sick.
Yeah.
You woke up.
I was thinking that I
The show must go on.
no, I was thinking that this probably happened because I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, and there's been
Oh, yeah, why aren't you getting any sleep?
because we got a puppy.
I'm getting enough sleep.
Well, I'm very happy for you, at least. You're not the one who has to stay up late to stay up with the puppy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
There's been a lot of wide temperature swings in the last week, and I've
that's
been
true,
getting
too.
less sleep. So I feel like it's just a recipe for this terrible
All these
sickness.
things
but
combine into one big head cold.
I will make it.
You will push
I'm
through.
gonna drink this emergency.
You've had a lot of those. You really need to watch the amount of vitamin C that you take in, because if you take in too much, it gives you diarrhea.
Yeah. So
Have you noticed that? Have you been having those side effects, Scott?
no, I do not currently
Have you
have.
been taking in too much vitamin C? You don't have to say you had diarrhea, but just have you been taking in too much vitamin C?
I have not been taking in too much vitamin C.
Okay, so guys, he doesn't have diarrhea.
Thanks for translating. Hey,
You're
Elise,
welcome.
what's good this week? What's going on?
Okay, so on Sunday, something dropped, Scott.
What dropped?
Sunday, the new episodes of The Crown. The Crown is back on Netflix with season 3, and this time it has Olivia Colman, who is the queen.
Literally
She is the queen.
and figuratively.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good show on Netflix.
I love this show.
We've watched 3 episodes.
2.5. We're in the third one.
I thought we finished it.
Or are we in the fourth one?
I don't remember.
We've watched more than 2 episodes.
Why did it come out on Sunday? We could be done with it by now.
I don't know. That's why, Scott. That's why. So that we couldn't binge it like that.
For those of you that don't know, Elise loves the Royals. If you're a longtime listener to our shows, you will
Not
remember.
the show The Royals. I've never seen that.
I don't think that's what people thought we were referring to.
I just want to clarify.
sure,
There
sure.
is a show called The Royals,
Okay,
and I've never
great.
seen that show.
Awesome, great. Elise loves the royal family,
Thank you.
and if you just let me finish my thought, I could. By context, it would have clarified it.
You may speak.
When the royal wedding happened, Elise made me get up at ass 30 in the morning to watch it for some reason that I will never understand. So Elise loves the royals. She's obsessed with them.
It's history.
So of course, it's not our history though.
It should have been.
That's weird.
What?
Elise's view on the American Revolution. Bad idea.
What comes next?
It's a really
Awesome. Wow.
It's a really hot take. It was so I complete tangent, but I was listening to a video of Lin-Manuel Miranda on a British show talking about how he had to perform Hamilton in London with
Ooh.
the royal family present, and like he was talking about how funny it was that like King George he's making fun of is their like great grandfather.
Who they named their child after.
So that's just really funny. Anyway, my rose is Elise. My rose. Pay
Yes.
attention.
I wanted to make sure our dog didn't pee. Rose, she didn't.
Good.
Continue.
Dr. Sleep. Stephen
Yes.
King.
I actually really liked the movie.
We saw the movie Dr. Sleep over the weekend. We didn't get to see it last weekend because of the dog, but we got to go out to the movies and we saw it, and I really enjoyed this movie. I love the book The Shining. I love the movie The Shining. They are very different, and Stephen King does not like The Shining, the movie. And this film kind of tried to reconcile those two different versions of the story, and I think it did it in a very satisfying way.
Did he like this movie? Do you know?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
I was very mixed on the book Dr. Sleep. I mean,
Okay.
I liked it because it's Stephen King, but it is definitely not my favorite Stephen King story. But I think what they did with it was the problems that the book had are still kind of there, but it does very interesting things with the material, and I like the movie. So everyone should go see Dr. Sleep. You should also watch Castle Rock season 2 on Hulu right now
Castle
because
Rock's
it's
good
really
too.
good. It's a great year for Stephen King, and next year is going to be an even better year for Stephen
why,
King because
Scott? Why
that's
is it
when
gonna
we're
be such a
launching
better
our
year?
Dark Tower podcast.
Oh, Scott, who named your Dark Tower podcast?
Some girl I know.
Who came up with the brilliant name of Kingslingers?
I mean, it's not like the brilliant. It's just clever.
And then who didn't like it at first and thought it was not good? And then thought on it and thought, oh, maybe it'll be good.
I don't know. No,
And then it was confirmed by the rest of the world.
I don't know. No one I've ever heard of.
I don't
so.
either. I don't know who that story would be about.
But yeah, that
No
podcast is
idea.
starting in January. I'm just very excited. It's a really good time to be a Stephen King fan. Mike Flanagan, the guy who did Doctor Sleep,
Yes.
really killing it with his adaptations. Very exciting. So that's my rose. I really liked that movie and that show. So
It's good. I'm glad you liked it.
that's done with the Roses and Thornies.
Good.
It's
Good
time-
riddance. I hate that part of the show.
Oh, I thought you just said it was your favorite, though.
No.
You're
Been
very-
there, done that.
You're very inconsistent. Elise, it is
Yes.
time to talk about episode 14 of The OC.
Okay, episode 14. Scott, what is episode 4? Or give me some background, actually.
Episode 14 is
first.
called The Countdown.
Okay.
And it was written by the show creator Josh Schwartz and directed by a man named Michael Fresco, who also directed The Perfect Couple, and will add this to his episode as one of 10. So he's got 8 more episodes in the season. It originally aired on December 17th, 2003. And Elise, why don't you hit me
That
with
is
that?
just about 1 month and many years shy of today.
True.
Yes.
Elise, hit me with that summary.
So Kirsten's outgoing and spoiled younger sister, Haley Nickel, notorious for not doing anything with her life, returns home and asks to stay for New Year's Eve. Although getting along fine with everyone, she shows her true colors when she throws a destructive New Year's Eve party at the house when Sandy and Kirsten are out and locks both Ryan and Seth in the guest house. Meanwhile, Sandy and Kirsten get lost while traveling to a restaurant for dinner and, thinking they're in a rut, find themselves out of their environment at a swingers house party. The mysterious Oliver Trask, a charming young teenager Marissa met in her therapist's waiting room, takes advantage of a mild quarrel between her and Ryan to cast his spell on her and invite her and her friends to his New Year's Eve party at his parents' posh penthouse. Also, there in attendance are Summer and Anna, who talk about Seth and decide to find him to make him choose which one of them he wants to be with.
They were doing so good. I was about to compliment this on one of the most accurate OC Wiki summaries ever until that last sentence.
Yeah,
that
the last
doesn't
one
happen.
just throws it all off.
Yeah, that they do not confront Seth and force him to choose.
They confront
That
some
happened.
other random guy
Yeah.
who wanted him to choose.
and
but
they confronted
not
him
Seth.
last week. Yeah. But I mean, overall, the writing on that was a lot better. Maybe it's a different person.
I think so, because they actually spelled the name right this
Yeah,
time.
they did. They spelled Kirsten's name right.
I think it's someone new.
They
Maybe I pulled it from a
mostly-
different place.
You might have. You were in charge of this, and you probably messed it up. So let's not give.
Messed it
I'm
up,
getting a
found
very-
something better.
I'm getting a very angry look right now.
No anger,
Elise,
resentment.
talk to me about the countdown. What do you think overall of this episode?
I love this episode, The
Why?
Countdown.
Why do you
So
love this
this episode of The Countdown had, when I first watched it, one of the songs that I absolutely loved. That song, whenever Ryan is in the car and then he keeps running up to get closer and closer to Marissa. Nothing can compare to when you roll the dice and swear your love's for me. Yeah, see, that song is just, it was so much passion right there, and I loved it. And one of the reasons that I really like this show, The OC, too, is because the music in this series, particularly the first season, I thought was really good. And it actually got me into looking for music and appreciating music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
And so
curveball.
I thank this show for that. And particularly this song was one that I really liked a lot. And because I liked this one, then I paid attention to what the rest of the series was doing and all their volumes that they put together.
Yeah.
And so
On CDs.
no, this one was on iTunes.
Oh.
This one was after
Boring.
the compact disc,
Boring.
because you're old, Scott.
You're old.
Remember that you are old.
I remember I had
And
cassette
you
tapes.
had-
Did you ever have cassette tapes?
I had a stereo with a cassette tape where I would record the song
From
from
the
the
radio?
radio
Yup.
that I liked,
Yup.
so that I
Yup.
could listen to it over and over again.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you had to be on the ball because you never knew when the song was going to come
true.
on. You had to be like standing there listening to the radio with your finger on the record
That's
button,
true.
ready to go.
Yep.
It was a stressful time. Kids today don't know.
That was one of the
Don't know
things
what
that I
they're-
got because I was letting my grades slip.
Yeah.
So I was working towards it. So
Oh,
I
nice.
erased my
And meanwhile,
grades.
today, kids have literally every song in the world
my
at
stereo
their fingertips.
with a remote control.
Whoa, it came with a remote.
It had a remote.
Boombox.
It was a Sony.
I had a boombox.
It had a CD player on it too, but
Mine did not. Mine was
Also the
I remember
cassette.
listening to the first Redwall book on videotape.
videotape.
Not videotape. Audio. on tape.
Cassette.
It was an audiobook.
Okay.
It was a cassette tape of Redwall, and there were like 40 tapes because this is really long.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it was 40.
Okay. We've chased enough bunnies.
It's-
Let's come back.
It's
Scott.
funny though because as soon as you told me this was one of your favorite episodes, and I literally said to you, it's that part at the end, right? That's why it's your favorite, and you were immediately like, "Yep," and I get it. I think that's a really I like when television shows do that kind of like over music, really dramatic, emotional montage where they're cutting between different scenes. Like Lost in the first season did this a whole bunch, right? Where they had like really emotional, dramatic music and cutting between very tender moments between characters with no dialogue in it. I like that stuff a lot. I'm a sucker for it, and this episode does it. But let's dive right into
Scott.
the episode.
All right.
We cold open on the day before New Year's Eve. The
New Year's Eve. Yes.
Marissa and Ryan are coming back from the movies. They saw what Marissa describes as a 3-hour period piece about boats starring Russell Crowe.
What an awful movie.
So the movie they are talking about, everyone, is Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. And it is excellent, Marissa. And first of all, Marissa, it's only 2 hours and 18 minutes. I looked it up. So stop with your 3-hour period piece movies about boats. They're ships, and it's a great freaking movie.
Now, Scott, the funny part about this. So Marissa says, Russell Crowe doesn't do anything for me. People say he's good looking, but I don't see it.
So this is a joke, apparently.
So this is a joke because the actor Ben McKenzie,
Who plays
Ryan.
What is Ryan's last? I keep forgetting.
Atwood.
Atwood.
So Ryan Atwood, played by Ben McKenzie.
Sure.
Ben McKenzie gets the lookalike for Russell Crowe quite often.
After you told me that, I saw it.
You see
he does
it. You
kind of
see it. Yeah.
look like Russell Crowe. So the joke here is that by saying that she's like, "Oh, Russell Crowe's not good looking. You're not good looking, my boyfriend."
Little Marissa smile.
It is interesting that we're far enough into the show now, 14 episodes, that we are now getting meta jokes. That we have meta jokes about the show itself.
You haven't even
funny.
seen the biggest of the meta jokes.
I
Commentary.
I guess I
it's
will.
coming up in a few episodes.
So Marissa is being like very casual and jokey about her clear mental health issues, saying things like, "I don't know what happened on Christmas. It was all a blur to me." Ha 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 ha.
Because you were blackout.
And Ryan's like, "That's not funny at all." Ryan, for New Year's Eve, what Ryan wants to do is he wants to stay in, watch some movies, and just keep her safe. He doesn't, which is a little possessive and weird, but also like she's notoriously bad at going out to parties. So
It's true.
let me not do a party. And she agrees, and they're hugging and kissing, and then Marissa says the words.
The 3 words,
The
Scott.
3 words that nobody wants to hear
The
ever.
I and love and you.
And Ryan freaks out. The music changes to really goofy. It's like boop, 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 boop. And then he's like, "Thank you?"
You do?
That's a joke because when I told Elise that I loved her, which I was the first one to say it in our relationship, right, Elise? I said, "I love you." And Elise's response was, "You do?" And then I was like, "Yeah." And she eventually said it back to me.
That's sweet.
It was not this show, right?
No,
it was not
much
days
better.
later. Yeah.
I was much better. Yes. But anyways, so Ryan is upset at himself that he didn't say anything back when he's complaining to Seth. And then all of a sudden, in walks a woman wearing his wife beater shirt and her underwear only. And this, Scott, is
Who's
a new
this?
character. It's Haley.
Haley.
Welcome to the party, Kiki sister.
Hey,
hey. All right.
Then
California, here we come.
cut right to the next morning.
Kirsten is not happy that her sister is here, who is still walking around in nothing but her underwear and Ryan's shirt for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now,
That's
how
weird.
do they realize that she is here? Because Ryan was sleeping on the couch. And Ryan tells Seth, and Seth is all excited that his aunt is here. And then Kiki doesn't believe him. So she starts to walk out to the pool house, enter woman in wife beater underwear, and she makes
She's
Seth,
still not wearing any clothes. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess this is just to show how wild and crazy and carefree she is, that she's going to walk around.
She doesn't care
in
what
a
other
white-
people think.
I don't
She's
understand.
gonna wear what
I don't
she wants to
understand the
wear.
mindset of a person that walks into the pool house, sees clearly another human being is living here because you see a shirt that belongs to him.
I mean, you want
and
some PJs.
and you just put it on.
It's hot.
You just put on the shirt.
You got to take off the other clothes.
If you
Common sense.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You go to Adrian's apartment. Your
My sister?
You go to Adrian's apartment, your sister. You sneak in. You don't tell her you're coming. You sneak in. You go to her guest bedroom. You find a man's shirt lying on the bed in her guest bedroom, and you go, I'm going to put this on. Would that be a normal thing to do?
Depends on what it smells like.
What?
Does it smell clean?
I don't care. That's still weird.
If it's clean.
I don't care. But anyway, Haley is wild and crazy. So at least,
Yes.
how old is Haley supposed
I believe
to be?
Haley is 26.
How old is Kirsten supposed to be?
36.
Kirsten is has been married for 17 years, has a 16-year-old son.
Yes.
So assuming they got married relatively soon did they meet in college? We don't actually know.
They met at Berkeley.
They met at Berkeley.
Yes.
Okay. So they probably got married at like 21.
Maybe.
So, or 20. So yeah, I think she could be 36,
38.
37, 38. Yeah. So her sister's like 10 years younger than her. That's
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot. Are we going to learn more about this?
Oh, we learn a lot about Haley.
Okay.
Do you like Haley?
No, I don't like Haley.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Haley.
Okay.
I think she's like performatively wild, right? Like she's the character that's like, ooh, we need the wild, crazy sibling character. I don't like those.
We already have
characters very
Marissa.
much. Well, but-
Yeah. Okay. So Ryan talks to Seth about how he couldn't say I love you back. So the two of them will clearly not be going anywhere for New Year's Eve.
No, I think that ends well. Like Seth is all like happy because Ryan screwed up his relationship and now he's not going to be alone on New Year's. But little does he know that Ryan was planning on staying in anyway. Yeah, but that's that.
So Marissa is continuing her therapy, which is good. I'm glad that she's making decisions to help herself positively here.
Sure.
Except there's someone there who I just don't like, Scott.
It's the return of Oliver Thornby.
Oliver's twist.
Oliver-
He's added to this
Oliver-
story.
You can't spell Oliver Trask without ass.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but he is there, and he immediately is talking to her with his kind of confident swagger type attitude. He invites her to his New Year's Eve party at the Four Seasons. They made some weird jokes about crudité, which is like, I don't know why they find it so funny. Like, it's just vegetables.
Yeah, it's just vegetables.
It's just raw vegetables.
Yeah.
And dip.
What type of dip do you like your vegetables in?
Ranch.
Ranch?
Which is interesting because I don't normally like ranch, but the only time I do like ranch is if I'm dipping vegetables.
I like the hummus dip.
I don't like hummus with veggies as much. Not well, like
But you eat it all the time when we go to the draft house.
that's different kind of hummus. I
What
don't.
about the hummus that we get from the grocery store? You always buy carrots to go with the hummus.
Carrots is the only veggie I like with hummus.
Interesting. But you always let me eat the carrots at the draft house.
I know because I love you.
I didn't know that you love the carrots the most and you always let me eat the carrots.
Yeah,
That's so sweet.
I know. Yeah, so they're making weird jokes about crudité, and then I guess like they leave. She kind of seems like she's gonna go. She's like, "I'll bring my boyfriend." He's like, "Oh yeah, well my girlfriend Natalie will come too." And I'm immediately like, "There's no fucking Natalie, Oliver." So you've tainted this character.
There's a Natalie.
If there was ever a chance of me like thinking this character could be good, you've tainted that for me because everything I see, I'm just
Sorry.
like,
It's just
this
because I
fucking
hate him.
guy.
But there's a Natalie.
Don't spoil that for me.
Sorry.
Let me figure it out myself.
Okay.
All right, so then we cut back to Kirsten and Haley, and they're talking, and Haley calls her Kiki. And what is Kirsten's response to that?
Don't call me Kiki. Only Dad calls me Kiki, and only because he won't not.
So the ongoing ongoing saga of Kiki and Juju. Do we ever learn if he has a pet name for Haley?
No pet name for Haley.
No. See, he doesn't even like her at all.
Or he likes her enough to not give her a nickname.
But the point
and he only nicknames those he hates.
Touche.
Yes.
The point of this scene is that Sandy and Kirsten are acting like a married couple because they are a married couple. They've been married for 17 years. That's a lot of years.
What's the matter with that, Scott?
Nothing's the
I
matter with
think
that.
we act like a married couple.
We do. But
Is that
Haley,
bad?
no, it's not bad. Haley, and Haley is all like,
I'm not Haley.
"Oh, that's gross. That's gross." Actually, what we learn here is that Haley's just manipulating them, right? She doesn't actually care about any of that. She's just manipulating them to get them out of the house. So she's like, "You should be more adventurous. You should be more fun. I've got this cool party you should go to instead of just going to your same old dinner every night. You should go to this party." And just so she can throw this rager back at her own house. And it, of course, works perfectly.
It does. It does work perfectly. So Marissa now wants to go to Oliver's party because Ryan didn't say I love you. So if I'm not going to get attention from the boy that I love, I'm going to go get attention from somebody else so that maybe the guy will say that he loves me.
Classic move.
It is a classic girl move. It's true.
Ryan does not take the bait. He's kind of like hyperventilating about like, this is because I didn't say those words. But yeah, Marissa's just like, I'm going. Bye. And he's being stubborn Ryan and staying home, and she's going to be stubborn and go. So there's a lot of stubbornness in this episode.
And Seth's going to capitalize on this and play Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, back with our Dynasty Warriors 3.
Yeah.
Ryan is being stubborn. Seth is being self-deprecating. And then the parents walk in and see the two kids just standing there, and they're like, "What do you do? Are you just going to really do this?" And she said, "Yeah, well, we can't go to the party because Marissa said, I love you." She said, "I love you?"
Would you say back?
Thank you.
Well, that was polite.
I love Sandy Cohen. That was polite. And then Ryan tells Seth he's gotten really glib. And here's when I have to think that the writer's room is showing. I have never in my life heard a high school student use the word glib. And I don't think they would. Not in 2003.
I'm sorry. You heard Ryan Atwood say that, and he's in high school. But then again, he's a very smart high schooler, except for he has poor street smarts, and he will sometimes make very bad choices.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that I don't believe the writers of the show gave him a word that he would actually use. I don't believe Ryan Atwood would actually say the word glib. I do not believe it.
I don't know, Scott. He might.
Fine.
So Haley's still trying to convince everybody to go to a party.
Now she's gotten rid of the parents, but she needs to get rid of the kids because they're not leaving too.
Yes,
so she's like, "You guys gotta go to the party because the way you spend New Year's Eve is the way you're gonna spend the rest of your year." And then she basically like scares the shit out of Ryan about Oliver, like setting the stage, like 10, 9. She's looking around. There's nobody there. 8, 7. Everyone else is pairing up. 4, 3. Oh, it's Oliver. 2. She just scares the shit out of Ryan.
And he's gullible.
Yeah, well, Ryan, we've said this before, Ryan has serious trust issues, right? So she set him on the path, and he's immediately like, okay, I gotta go. So they run and change, and then we see, let's talk about Seth's wardrobe, because Seth decides to go to the party with him.
He does.
And Seth comes down the stairs, and he's wearing a maroon button-up shirt.
It's a purplish, but yes.
It has little.
It's a pattern.
It's a little pattern
An
on it.
embroidery pattern.
And he is wearing an identical maroon tie with the same pattern.
And you know what, Scott?
What?
I don't hate it.
I think it's gross.
I don't
I
hate
think
it.
it's gross. You need contrast, Elise. You do not make the tie perfectly match the shirt.
I don't hate it.
Well, you have Seth Cohen colored glasses, and you can't see anything bad he does.
Is there something bad whenever you buy a top and it's a matching top and pantsuit? No.
I'm sorry, what?
When you buy a printed top that has the same printed bottoms, it's a matching suit.
Are you talking about a man?
No, I'm talking about a woman.
The men's and women's style is different. If I bought okay, let's do it. Let's say I'm wearing jeans and I wear a denim shirt. How would that look?
Justin Timberlake pulled it off.
No, he didn't. He didn't pull it off. That was the whole thing. He
JT
definitely
pulled it off.
didn't pull it off.
Now, he pulled it off rather poorly in the 2000s. But, you know, you can do it. If you do it correctly and tastefully and with the right contrast of colors, you can do it.
This is a bad look, Elise, and I won't stand for it. I don't mind the shirt. I think, like, at first I couldn't even tell he was wearing a tie because it perfectly blends in with the shirt.
And I don't hate it.
Right, we're moving
You know
on.
what I'm going to get you
upset
for
with
Christmas, Scott?
I'm not going to wear it.
I'm going to get you a shirt and a tie that match.
Go ahead and do it. I'm not going to wear it.
to.
I'm
gonna
not
do
going
it.
to wear it.
And you're going to put it on. Then you're going to be like, you know what, Elise? I don't hate it.
I'm not going to do that.
Yes, you are.
As they're about to leave, they open the door and surprise! Haley's having a rager at their house.
That doesn't sound like Haley to me.
Yes, it does.
No.
A bunch of dudes walk in. They're carrying beer and like shooting champagne everywhere. Who walks into somebody else's house with a bottle of champagne and just starts shooting it at the walls? What is wrong with people?
Crazy people
They
do that.
immediately break a lamp. They turn the couch over. These people are insane.
They would not be invited to my party.
No,
That's for sure.
Definitely not.
But people that would be invited to my party, just Summer, not Marissa. Yeah. But Marissa and Summer are going to Oliver's party.
Yeah.
And Summer's really upset about Seth Cohen. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, Anna's here too. I'd invite Anna to my party. I'd invite Summer and Anna.
Yeah.
I feel like Summer and Anna and I could be friends.
I'd invite Summer. I'd invite Anna. I'd invite Seth. I'd invite Ryan. I'd invite Sandy.
Don't you think that
What?
Summer and Anna and I would be a really good, fun 3-pair of friends? I think you could see it now, can't you?
I think you would fight a lot. I think you would be very fighty between the three of you.
No, I think I'd bring harmony to the group.
I don't think that's true.
Why not?
I think you would take one of the sides always.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Whose side do you think I would take more?
Anna's. 100%. Hundo.
Probably.
Yeah.
Summer and I are just too strong of personalities.
Yeah, so like Anna's here and everyone's like, "Oh, Anna, why are you here?" And Anna's like, "Oh, my parents are friends with the parents of the guy who's hosting this party." And Marissa says, "Oh, you know Oliver too?" And Anna says, "Who?" And that's when Scott's brain went into overdrive.
Very suspicious.
And again, I think
Scotty.
this is partially because of what you've done to me, my
I'm
lovely
sorry I
wife.
did it.
You've turned me against Oliver.
I won't say anything else the whole rest of the series about any of the characters.
But this is true that is very weird. You think she would know, because we also have Anna walk right by Oliver, because the second she says who, Oliver walks by her,
It's true.
and she doesn't look at him as if she knows who he is at all.
Trask.
So here's my
prediction.
either Oliver is just lying and this isn't actually his party,
Okay.
or Oliver is not actually his name. He's being intentionally deceitful here is my prediction. Because one of the other things I noticed, and this might just be for budget reasons because they didn't want to actually pay any of the other actors to speak, but nobody talks to Oliver throughout if he's hosting a party at his house, these should be all people he knows, and nobody's interacting with him. Nobody says hi to him. Nobody talks to him. The only person he talks to the entire time is Marissa, and then Anna, or not even Anna, Summer, when she's like standing right next to Marissa. That's
Interesting observation.
It's very suspicious.
Very
I am very
interesting.
suspect about this fucking Oliver
We
guy.
will just have to watch and find out. What are your opinions on Oliver at this moment?
He seems cocky.
But he hasn't made your
pretentious?
blood boil yet.
No, he seems very sure of himself, and he, like, especially through this episode, he seems like the type of guy that's like he's wanting to get in and fuck up this relationship that Marissa has.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's my Oliver minute.
Okay. Well, back at the party at the Cohens, people are going skinny dipping in the pool.
Gross. Who are these people?
Ryan and Seth, they want to go to Oliver's party now, but they feel like they can't leave Haley alone at the house or else it's going to get destroyed because
fair.
it's already been getting destroyed.
Yeah, but they're not really doing anything to stop that, so I don't see why they need to be there. But we have another moment of something we haven't had in a few weeks, Elise.
Oh, what is it?
Seth creepy.
no.
So there's a moment where
Do elaborate.
Seth Cohen is holding onto a beach ball, and a woman walks across the frame. And as she walks across the frame, she is in the process of removing her top. She's probably going to be skinny dipping along with what frankly looks like just a bunch of dudes so far. And so she's going to be skinny dipping, and Seth Cohen sees her
Yeah.
and then does this really creepy move where he's like hiding, like he's leering at her while it's weird. He's leering at the strange. I don't know. This has been a constant problem with Seth
He's
Cohen.
never
and
been
leering.
around that many women at his house before. Let's be real.
That's
Unless
not
they
an
were the
excuse.
noopsies.
That's not an excuse.
He's just learning the way to process the world.
So you're going to say no, not creepy.
Not creepy.
All right. Well, there we go. Is Seth creepy? No.
No, I say no. You say yes.
All right.
So flip a coin.
We are back with the adults who would not do this. Are driving to dinner, and they are discussing the rut they're in, and they're trying to wonder if they're fun. What Haley has said to them to get them out of the house has really gotten under their skin, and they're like, "Are we fun? Are we fun?"
You know what? Who cares if Haley thinks that we're fun or not?
But so there's some serious shade thrown at Talbot's here.
No, I will say, who shops at Talbot's?
People who don't have a lot of money. That's who shops at Talbot's.
Scott.
What? Stop being elitist. These are rich people, and they're like, Talbot's. Like, this is the first time in the entire show I thought that Sandy and Kirsten have come off as, like, the worst kind of rich people.
Scott.
What?
It's Talbot.
I don't care. A lot of people shop there.
Do you shop there?
No.
shops
Isn't it
there?
a woman's store?
Yeah.
So, no, I don't shop there.
Why would you not buy me clothes from Talbot?
Because I don't buy you clothes. I know better than that.
You could buy me clothes.
I'm not picking you out clothes. That's
Why
a recipe
not?
for disaster because you won't like it because you like tie matching shirt style. I can't do that.
You could if you really just went and thought, Elise, and then you held out your hands
All
and
right.
closed your eyes and walked around the store and let the Elise spirit lead you to the clothing that I so desire.
All right, I'll do it. I'm going to get you just like the rompiest romper in the world and you're going to love it.
So when we go and we buy clothes together and I'm trying things on and I'm asking for your honest opinion, do you really give me your honest opinion or do you just say like, oh yeah, that's cool? Because you don't really know what to think.
I'm going to plead the fifth. Let's move on.
Scott!
What?
I ask for your opinion because I really do care what you think, and now you're telling me
I tell you
after
what I
all
think.
these years that you really don't like the clothes as I try them on?
I tell you what I think. If I like it, I like it. I usually don't tell you if I don't like it,
Well, you should tell me if you don't
but I
like
like your
it.
style. I'm not going to dictate your style. That's not my
I'm
job.
not asking you to dictate my style. I'm asking if something actually looks good on me or not.
It
And
all
you're-
looks good on you, baby.
You should know if it looks
It all
good on
looks
me
good
or
on you,
not.
baby. You are hot as fuck.
Unless I wear something that doesn't accentuate me properly.
It all accentuates you, baby.
No, it
accentuates
doesn't.
the shit out of
No,
you.
it doesn't.
All right. So Sandy decides to go rogue and not listen to the GPS and turns right instead of left, and then they're just randomly driving around, and they decide to go to
We
the
should do
party.
that.
They decide to go directly to the party and skip their dinner because apparently being hungry is fun now.
Oh man, Scott, you know that, like combination of a disaster for me.
Oh yeah, hangry and at a party where you don't know anyone, that would
If
not
I
be a
am
good Elise.
Cold, tired, hungry, and then
In
now
public?
if you add another place where I don't know anybody. Oh,
That would be a bad night for me.
it would be a real bad night for you.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna be cold because it's California, but
Okay, so back at the party.
Oliver's party, quote unquote.
Yes.
Marissa is just like sucking on a lime, which is normal, and she's wearing a very that's a pretty skimpy dress.
It has cutouts.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cutouts. There's a lot of skin there, Marissa, for a party you're going to without your boyfriend.
You know what limes are good for when you suck on them as well as lemons?
What?
Your throat.
Interesting. So, are you saying Marissa has a sore throat?
I'm saying you have a sore throat and I just threw away some lemons.
Well, that was stupid.
It was, wasn't it?
So Oliver is making them virgin mojitos because Oliver is also sober. So he has a drinking problem, he says. He's been sober for 11 months. Marissa's been sober for presumably a week. But, baby steps. And then Oliver mentions that his parents own this hotel and a bunch of other hotels. And Scott is like, I don't believe you, Oliver. But anyway, they start talking about their prospective significant others. Natalie, Oliver's girlfriend, is not here, even though he said she was going to be here.
Interesting, Scott.
And his excuse for why she's not here is long distance relationship. Well, what does that mean?
That means the plane ticket was expensive.
Yeah, so she's going. I think Arizona State is the school she's going to. It's out of state. She's in college now. He's not in college because he had to repeat some grades. And there's just like, I don't know what's true or not. You've now made it seem like there's actually really a Natalie. My first guess is that Natalie's just made up, but now I'm starting to think maybe like there was a very bad breakup with Natalie, and Crazy Oliver is pretending that his relationship with Natalie is still happening. But there's some lying going on here. There's absolutely some lying going on here. I don't trust Oliver.
Interesting hypothesis, Scott.
He's an ass. I don't like him. But anyway.
Cutting to Haley, who is just up to no good back at Casa Cohen. Ryan goes to confront her about the party and finds out she's in a bunch of trouble with some of her friends. She owes lots of these rich girls some monies. And Newport has this whole like seedy underbelly.
Yeah, what's going on here? Like, why does she owe all these people money? I don't understand. And there's this one girl.
Drugs.
There's this one girl that's going to come to the party later that is going to kill her. And I don't know if the show is being literal with that, or if it's just like, oh, she's going to kill you if she finds you.
She can't tell. Trey, Chino, everything's game.
This isn't Chino, baby. This is Newport.
But Ryan knows how to read a situation, so he understands that Haley's in trouble.
Yeah.
And other people that are in trouble, Sandy and Kirsten, because they are out of their element at this swingers party. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they show up at this party, and this is the party that Haley told them to go to, and they very quickly find out that this is a swingers party.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, we should leave. We should definitely leave right away. And then they decide to play... Sandy says, we're not in this big of a rut, which has Kirsten immediately go like, oh, so we are in a rut.
Yeah.
And then so they start playing like chicken with each other. Like they're playing dare and chicken with who's going to fold first in this whole swingers thing. So they decide to just hang out at the swingers party. Cool.
Scott, I don't really want to go to a swingers party.
Yeah, babe.
Do you want to go to a swingers party?
No, that's just too much. That's too much for me. I can't. That'd be way too much.
I just want to wear my shirt and matching pants. Same pattern.
We do not, even if we are in a rut, 15 years from now, if we get in a rut in our marriage, I don't think that's going to be the way to get out of the rut.
It's the way to get into more trouble is what that is.
Sure. And look, let's not kink shame. There are many different kinds of relationships. If that is beneficial to your marriage, fucking go for it. Not me. Not me, and I don't think you.
No.
Not our thing. Wouldn't be caught dead there.
Yeah. So Haley and Ryan are talking, and Ryan has included Seth in the whole conversation about, poor choices and everything needs to shut down. So Haley decides she's going to go and she's going to talk to Ryan and Seth, and she starts to lead them to the pool house to have a conversation. She lets them go first, and then she locks them in the pool house.
Because they were going to try to shut down the party. They were going to call the cops.
Yep.
So she locks her nephew and her adopted nephew, I don't know, Ryan, in the pool house. And Seth immediately starts hyperventilating. This place is so small. Oh, we're going to run out of air. Conserve the air.
It has 3 walls made of glass. There are doors. There's a kitchen, a bathroom, and a bed.
I sleep here every night. It's really funny.
It is. Yeah.
And then we jump back to Oliver's quote unquote party.
I see that now.
Where Anna and Summer are once again fighting over a dude. Just some random dude at the party. He looks like his name would be Chad, but I think we find out later that his name is Alan. But he looks like a Chad.
He could be an Alan, too.
He could be a Chip. He could also be a Chip.
Oh,
I would
Chip.
not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was a Chip either.
But so they go back and forth, and this guy's, they're like, we
Maybe
can't.
a Scott. He could be a Scott,
Excuse
too.
me. Excuse
Yeah.
me. There ain't nothing wrong with Scots.
There's something wrong with every Scott in there.
Basically, they decide they can't play this game anymore, and they both approach the guy and say, which one of us were you looking at? You have to choose one of us. Somebody has to choose one of us.
Choose me. Pick me.
It's really kind of sad.
Love me.
But after the whole thing, they basically collectively decide that this guy is much more Summer's type than he is Seth.
It's true.
Anna's
Sweater
type.
vest.
So Summer goes with the guy, and Anna walks away all alone
Or does she?
for now.
Oliver's not alone, though, because he's sneaking over to where Marissa is and planting a little tiny idea that Ryan doesn't love Marissa.
As our summary writer said, he's casting a spell on her, just planting a little seed there and being like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend, I say I love her, I love you to her all the time. Did he not? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he
I
probably...
hate Oliver Scott.
I
hate him.
This is sneaky.
I hate Oliver.
This is
Trask.
duplicitous. And I do not like it. I do not like it. And you know what? I don't even know how much I like Ryan and Marissa as a couple right now, but
You don't like Oliver.
I don't want, if they're going to break up, I want them to break up. I don't want this snaky olive man snaking in.
Yeah, you don't like them olives.
I don't like olives. I don't like olives, and I don't like Oliver.
It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Ryan and Seth are still trapped in this pool house that is a very nice place to be trapped in.
like
Has everything you could want.
Look, I would love to spend my New Year's Eve in that pool house.
Yeah. And they're talking about why Ryan couldn't say I love you back.
Yeah, so they're having a whole intimate conversation.
Yeah,
with
and
that.
so Ryan wants to know how Seth knows if you love someone, which
Why asking Seth?
Seth obviously has great insight into this conversation.
And he says, I guess you just know.
Yeah.
And Ryan says, yeah, I guess you just do know. And then he turns the table on Seth and says, why didn't you pick, man? Why didn't you choose? You had to like one more than the other. And Seth gives this little nod. He doesn't say that he did like one more than other. He doesn't verbalize which one it was, but he gives a little nod and says, but I've screwed it up and now I don't deserve either of them. Which is kind of true. You puppy crying. You dug your own grave there, buddy. So that's the end of that scene.
Yep.
But I think we're laying tracks, right? We're laying tracks for future stuff.
And so in the middle of this intimate conversation, Haley comes to let them out of the pool house to help shut down the party because she's afraid she's going to get murdered by this girl that's going to come to the
murder
party.
girl shows up to the house and is ready to do that murder. And
So
she's like, I
let's
gotta
get help from Ryan and Seth.
a good way to avoid murder girl is to turn all the lights in the house off because it's a lot harder to do murder in the dark.
Yeah. So they clear the entire house out in 8 minutes flat.
That's pretty quick.
Way to go.
I mean, when you cut the power to the house,
Why not?
people can't shoot champagne at the walls anymore.
It's true.
I guess they could.
So at the swingers party, people are shooting lots of champagne off the walls, I bet. Ha ha.
They're not shooting just champagne, baby. If you know
No.
what I mean. I'm talking about jizz is what I'm talking
are
about.
you?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I'm glad you clarified that.
You're
So
welcome.
Sandy and Kiki, they've been continuing to play chicken with each other all night, flirting with other people, trying to get the other one to stay.
And each one of them is like, okay, it's time to go. And they're like, no, I don't want to go. Okay, it's time to go. No, I don't want to go. And then it comes time for the main event. It's time to pick the watch out of the bowl and decide who you're gonna fuck.
Yep.
So this is it.
Or
This is
just
where
kiss on midnight. That's all
it's
they're
a
doing.
swingers party, Elise. They're gonna fuck.
Are they?
Are you kidding me? I can't tell if you're serious or not. Yes, they're going to have sex with each other.
Interesting. Okay. So
watches are being pulled out. People are being paired up.
is that the only thing being pulled out?
I mean, dicks are also being pulled out.
That's good. Okay.
That's really, I mean, frankly, Elise,
What?
I'm disappointed in you.
Are you?
That's
Why?
incredibly immature.
Oh. And then all of a sudden, we cut to Oliver.
No,
So
you didn't finish the scene.
Oh, sorry, I skipped back over.
Yeah.
So,
The most important part of the scene is that
Sandy took his watch out of the
his
fishbowl.
watch out of the fishbowl because as much as they were playing chicken with each other about this, they weren't actually going to go screw random people because they didn't actually want to do it.
Scott,
What?
would you take your watch out of the fishbowl?
I would never have put my wash in the fishbowl to begin with.
Thanks, Scott.
I wouldn't have even been near the fishbowl.
You
I would
wouldn't
have
have
been
pretended
three
to be
counties away
lost
from the fish.
in the GPS.
No.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going back to Oliver's. Anna's depressed. She takes off. Marissa keeps looking back the door. She hopes to see her boyfriend, yet Ryan is still not there because he's having to continue to clean up Haley's mess.
And Oliver just rolls in all smarmy like and is like, well, I know you want to be hopeful, but I guess it's just going to be the two of us tonight. And I'm like, fuck you, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like too. Then Kirsten and Sandy. Kirsten and Sandy. They show back up home. And they're pretty mad at Haley.
Oh, this is one of those.
Understandably so.
This is one of those good drama moments that I really like. Have we talked about this before? I love in TV where people just fucking yell at each other because, like, it's so
interesting.
It's so, like, it doesn't. My family does not yell at each other. We just don't do that. So it's like seeing people not hold back and just like fucking yell at each other in TV shows. I'm like, yeah. So she basically. Kirsten starts chastising Haley, and Haley's like, "You're not mom. You can't talk to me that way.
This is my house, my upside down couch. I will talk to you any way I want. I am not asking you to leave. I just want you to grow up.
So I can grow up just like you."
I
You're
love
stupid.
my life.
Yeah. So they butt
They have
heads.
not crossed the bridge over to the adult sibling positive relationship. You know, it takes that hump.
They don't
You
have
just
it.
have
They
to get
don't have
over
it.
that.
One of them is the
Not quite
responsible
there.
adult. The other, and I like this because it's like the culmination of the episode, right? Earlier in the episode, Haley was attacking Kirsten, made her kind of feel bad about her life, made her kind of feel like, oh, I'm not fun. We've lost our edge. We're just kind of settled into our lives. And by the end of the show, she's fiercely defending her life. I like my life. I like my job. I like the community I live in. I like my life with my husband. I love my family. I am content in this life. And you don't have to live your life exactly this way, but you do need to do something, because the way this ends is she says, you prioritize fun above all else in your life. Well, how much fun are you having? And it's like this. Ooh, got her.
That's a good mom
Got her.
line right there.
Turns out, baby, when writers are writing your arguments, you're really good at arguing.
That's true.
Not me.
If only we had people writing for us.
We should hire some. Every time we're about to fight, just hire some writers and just write our
excuse
fight
me,
for us.
I need you to write my thoughts, please. Thank you. Yes. I think that's a good idea. So Seth is taking out the trash where who should arrive? But Anna.
She says, I didn't want you to be alone on New Year's. I didn't want to be alone on New Year's.
He wasn't alone because he had Captain Oates and Carson Daly.
Daly.
You know, Anna's much better than both of those people.
Obviously.
So we end the scene, Scott, with
This is the thing we were talking about at the beginning. Our
nothing
montage.
can compare to when you roll the dice and swear your love's for me.
Ryan rushing into the
Nothing
hotel.
Can compare.
He presses the button on the elevator,
to
but
when
it's
you
not
roll
coming.
the dice
He
and
runs towards the stairs,
swear
tears
love's
open, and
for
sprints up the
me.
stairwell, exhausted, breathing heavily. Time's ticking down. He checks his watch. Cut to Marissa. Oliver is approaching her, gonna make his move. She needs to kiss someone on New Year's, and might as well be him. And then suddenly, the door crashes open.
Nothing can compare
In walks
to when
Ryan.
you roll the dice and swear
He's all
your
sweaty
love's
and
for
gross.
me. Nothing can compare.
But he walks up to
to
Marissa.
when you roll the
And he
dice
kisses her
and
right on the
swear
lips.
your love's
Confetti
for me.
everywhere. Where did the confetti come from?
The ceiling, Scott?
How did there's some people just put confetti on the ceiling?
Yeah, that I'm sure that there were more in people's hands and they just kept throwing
So
it.
he tells her, after he kisses her, I love you. And she says,
Thank you.
And of course, this montage is not just the two of them. While the song is playing, we're cutting back to Sandy and Kirsten, who are in the bedroom, and they're about to fuck.
And we also cut back to, the other one that's really important.
Seth and Anna
Seth and
are
Anna.
on Seth's bed in his room, and they're
Rolling
about to
around,
fuck.
making out. No, they're not about to do
Probably
that.
not. No, that would be a bigger deal. And then we see Summer making out with Chip 2.0 at midnight while the music's playing. And she says, what does she say after she makes out with Chip?
You're not Seth Cohen.
And she gets all sad and leaves. So while Anna and Seth are finally bonding and their relationship is happening, Summer is not yet over Seth Cohen. And that's kind of where the episode is left, right? This beautiful song, glitter everywhere, streamers, New Year's, new start for some relationships, but trouble in the wings. And we do this shot of Oliver Trask sitting alone, looking at Marissa, plotting. his revenge.
Interesting prediction.
All right.
Okay, Scott, so that's the episode.
That is the episode.
So let's talk about what was so 2000s in this episode. We actually had quite a few things.
There was a lot of 2000s things in this
A lot of
episode.
2000 things.
Number
First
one was a reference to the social media platform that people probably don't even remember, a website called Friendster. Do you remember Friendster?
I don't.
They say that when they realize they're just going to be single forever, that they're just going to join Friendster. I don't think it was around for that long, but this is 2004, so I think Facebook had either just come out or wasn't even out yet. So
I don't think it had come out to everyone yet. If it,
I mean,
was.
I was in obviously it was college only, and I believe I was a freshman or a sophomore when Facebook came out. So
I was going to say 0506.
I don't know. It's not important.
Anyways,
The point is,
so that was the
Friendster is
first
very early 2000s.
Next up is cargo pants.
Oh, let me tell you something about cargo pants, Elise.
Female cargo pants in particular, but still cargo pants in general.
Scott Daly wore a lot of cargo pants.
I can see Scott Daly wearing a lot of cargo
Scott
pants.
Daly regrets immensely wearing a lot of cargo pants. But we moved on. They were all the rage, though. Like, they were really popular. Everyone was wearing the cargo pants.
Were they?
Yes. Don't look at me
True.
like that. People
It's
were
true.
wearing
No,
them.
they were. Okay, so the other thing that is so 2000s is our cousin, Carson Daly.
He is not really our cousin, but
Yes,
everyone
he
asks
is.
me that.
He's our cousin.
He does spell the name correctly, though,
I know.
so that's important.
He's our cousin.
Yeah.
God, you're supposed to play along.
Carson
would have believed
I'm
you.
not going to lie, Elise. I'm not going to lie to our audience.
Well,
How
I
dare
wasn't
you?
asking
How
you to. I
dare
was
you?
going to do it. You just had to play along.
I think Carson Daly still does New Year's, but he was definitely more popular in the early 2000s than he is now.
Yeah.
When did TRL end?
I don't know.
He was still like in the heyday of TRL in 2003, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think.
I don't know. Okay, so Scott, out of those three things, what's your most 2000s? I'm going to say cargo pants.
I'm going to say cargo pants too. I wanted to say Friendster because that's a thing that like, but I don't think Friendster was enough of a thing to be a thing that was that so 2000s, you know?
Okay. I guess that's true. All right, Scott.
Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I can't help but
It's
see you didn't
time
add another relationship to this.
It's not time for that yet. It's time for relationship status.
Okay, first we're going to start out with Cooper Ryan. Cooper Ryan last week, they got a 7 out of 10. Cooper Ryan had a bit of a rocky road to the year 2004, but the things start off with an I love you so. Things are going well, even though there's an Oliver-shaped conflict creepily waiting in the wings. But hey, Happy New Year, Marissa. 8 out of 10. How are Seth and Summer doing, Scott?
Happy New Year, Ryessa, not Marissa.
Ryessa. I don't
their
like that.
relationship
I don't
name.
like it.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, Seth and Summer. Last week was a 5 out of 10 after having choosing none of the above on a Summer and a triangle. Seth and Summer's relationship has hit a big setback. Even as Summer realizes just how much she wants the Seth, Cohen is busy with another mouth on his.
And that other mouth, Scott, we're going to speak to next. But first, how are Seth and Summer doing?
I gave him a 3 out of 10.
Okay, all 3 points are from Summer into the relationship because Seth is
Sure.
no longer invested. He's invested in the 7 and a relationship. Last week they had a 5 out of 10. Well, it happened. Seth chose neither and still ends up with one of the girls. It seems like Sana is happening. Santa is happening. Can't say we're thrilled about it. 7 out of 10, I guess.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's not
Okay.
like I don't like, we've talked about this before. It's not that I don't like Anna. I like Anna. She's a great girl. I would probably date Anna, given the choice.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah. However, I'm ride or die for Summer. I can't not. So I'm
Okay.
hoping this relationship is just a big. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that when Ryan asked Seth, you did like one more than the other, and Seth did a little nod thing. I'm hoping that in the back of his mind, he was thinking, yeah, I liked Summer a little bit more. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, so Scott, how are Sandy and Kirsten going this week?
Well, last week we gave him an 8 out of 10. 2003, as a year, has been pretty tough on the old Sandy Kirsten marriage. They've had some big ups and downs, some kisses, some legal battles, some fatherly issues. But they start off 2004 on a pretty good term. They've talked through their problems. They've got out of their rut. And Kirsten is wearing fishnets
Yeah,
as
she
they
is.
bang each other. 9 out of 10 relationship of the week.
Way to go, Sandy and Kirsten. We're going to finish up this week with Julie Cooper and Caleb Nickel. Last week they had a 7 out of 10. Julie and Caleb, they weren't in this episode at all, but apparently went on a trip to France together. So that's a big deal.
I mean, it is for me.
8 out of 10.
Maybe Caleb going to France with the woman he's dating is not a huge deal, but I would think going to Europe with your girlfriend would be signs of progression in your relationship.
Maybe. Now, Scott, why are we not adding Oliver and Marissa here?
Because it's not a thing, and I'm not going to do it until I have to.
But Oliver really wants it to be a thing.
I don't care. Okay, here we go. Oliver and Marissa, 0 out of 0. They don't even... No.
It's not what Oliver would say.
Oliver, -12 for Oliver.
Ah, so he has a number now. Okay.
All right,
Scott, what are your predictions?
We've already kind of done the predictions. I think Oliver's a big naughty, terrible liar.
Naughty boy.
He's a big naughty liar man, and I don't like him. I think he's got some serious health issues, mental health issues. Obviously, he's in therapy. I think he's got some deep, dark secrets that he's not telling, and I think he's a big old dirty liar.
Okay.
And I don't think he's going to be
Maybe we'll
good
find out some
for
more
a
next
very
week.
fragile, in a rough place, Marissa.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be good for her.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we find out next week on episode 15, the third wheel.
I like this episode too.
Who could the third wheel be? I don't know.
Who do you think?
It could be Oliver.
Okay.
Could be Summer third wheeling on Seth and Anna's relationship. I don't know.
There's another one.
Don't know. Well, we'll find out. That's it for this. I was going to say something else and I just totally blanked on it.
I don't know.
We are officially past the halfway mark with this point. There are 27 episodes in the season. We just did episode 14, so we are halfway done with season 1 of the OC. Already. I can't believe it. That's all we have time for you this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows out we do over at our website, www.doofmedia.com. That's where you can see great shows like We've Got Ward, the Doofcast, which is where we talk about various kinds of media, including last week's where we talked about M. Night Shyamalan's Split.
Shamalama-lama-nun.
That is culturally insensitive, what you just did there.
Is it?
Yes. You're making fun of his name.
It's a fun name to say. It's like cinnamon buns.
completely...
Like cinnamon. I do that too.
Elise, if they want to support us even after your insensitivity, where can they go to do that?
They can go to patreon.com/doofmedia / whatever kind of slash you want to slash.
You're just saying that because I proved you wrong and you're upset about it.
Penny, what do you think about him right now?
So what can they do at patreon.com/doofmedia?
Give us money.
They can.
What else can they do?
$1 a month or whatever
us
else they
money.
can afford. Every single dollar you gives us goes back to our company. It helps pay for our equipment. We just bought Elise a new mic. Hopefully she sounds a little bit better. I don't know. We kind of still spiked her audio a little bit. Elise, you moved closer to the microphone as you were talking.
Well, that's the thing. It's I move when I talk.
So just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Okay.
There you go.
You know what we should do? You
What should
remember
we do?
whenever people are trying to teach you manners and sometimes they tie you to the back of the chair?
I should tie you to the chair. I like it. I like it. Anyway, you can donate $1 a month, whatever else you can afford. All that money goes to help us. It helps us with our new shows. It helps us support
Kingslingers.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting some artwork created for that show right now, and that costs money. So yeah, it's very exciting.
Our
We
cereal
appreciate
party.
everyone that helps us out. You get tons of bonus content. There's access to our Discord. It's a lot of fun in there. So if you like the show and you want to support it or any of the shows we do, that's the place to do it. And what else can they do, Elise?
They can give us a rating. You know, if you're listening via Apple Podcasts, you can just head right on over there and drop us a rating and a review. 5 stars, please. The lowest amount of stars you can give is 5.
And the highest amount of stars you can give is 5.
5.
It turns out, Apple
The
updated...
only amount of stars that you can give is 5.
Apple updated their review system, and it turns out all you can do is give 5 stars. So
That's true. Thanks,
if
Apple.
you click on the 1 star, it actually still gives us 5 stars.
But you shouldn't.
But don't do that.
Shouldn't
but don't,
try
still
that.
don't.
Just only
don't
click on the
experiment.
1 star to the far right,
Exactly,
and you'll see that when you click on that 1 star,
It
lights
all
up
of them.
all the stars, which is exactly what you wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, the stars will align for you.
That's true.
All right, guys, that is it for this week. Will you see you guys next week? Farewell from the OC.